Have you ever trusted someone so much only to regret it later, knowing you would have never done the same to them? That was the lesson Li Wei learned too late. In a busy town in ancient China, Li Wei worked in a fabric shop owned by a wealthy merchant. Every morning before sunrise, he was already lifting heavy rolls of silk, cleaning the shop, serving customers, and running errands through crowded streets while the city slowly came alive. He wasn't born into anything. No connections, no safety net. Just hard work and a quiet dream. And that dream was simple. One day, he wanted to own a fabric business of his own. So he saved everything. Every small coin, every small profit, every bit of energy he had left after long days of work. Sometimes he skipped meals. Sometimes he walked long distances just to save transport money. Sometimes he worked while exhausted because he believed all of it would eventually mean something. For years, nothing changed. But Li Wei kept going anyway, because he believed one thing: if I stay loyal and work hard, life will eventually reward me. After years of struggle, he finally gathered enough money to start something small. That was when his boss called him into the office. The merchant was someone Li Wei had trusted for years, someone he respected, someone he never thought would lie to him. "There is a larger silk trade opening," the merchant said calmly. "Give me your money. I'll invest it. Every month you'll receive profits." Li Wei hesitated. Something in his mind warned him. But trust doesn't always come from logic. Sometimes it comes from familiarity, from years of seeing someone every day, from believing they wouldn't destroy what they helped build. So Li Wei gave him everything: his savings, borrowed money, his entire future, and for the first month it worked. The profits came exactly as promised. Li Wei still remembered that night clearly, sitting alone in his small room, holding the money in his hands, thinking, maybe this is it. Maybe life is finally changing. For the first time in years, he slept without worry. But after that month, everything stopped. At first, Li Wei didn't panic. He went to the shop politely. "Sir, what about this month's profits?" The merchant didn't even look concerned. "The market is unstable," he said casually. "Don't worry, it will improve." So Li Wei waited. Another month passed. Still nothing. This time, he returned again, his voice quieter now. "I need some of the money back. I have debts to repay." The merchant sighed like he was being disturbed. "You think business is always stable? Be patient." And because Li Wei trusted him, he believed it again. Weeks turned into months, and slowly, life started collapsing. Debt collectors began showing up near his home. People in the market started whispering. Some avoided him completely. Others looked at him like he was foolish. And every time Li Wei went back, there was always another excuse. "The shipment is delayed. Next month. Stop worrying so much. I'm handling it." Until one evening, Li Wei stayed behind after the shop closed. The room was empty except for the dim lantern light. And for the first time, he didn't ask questions. He just stood there quietly, because deep down, he already knew the truth. There was never a plan. There was never real investment. There was only trust being used. That night, Li Wei walked home in the rain without speaking a word, and something inside him shut down. Not his hope, but his innocence. From that day on, he stopped believing words easily, stopped trusting promises without proof, stopped expecting fairness from people who didn't earn it, and instead, he started over from nothing. He worked anywhere he could. At docks, in warehouses, selling small fabric pieces just to survive. It wasn't fast, it wasn't easy, it wasn't fair, but it was real. Years passed, and slowly, Li Wei rebuilt himself from the ground up. This time, not with blind trust, but with experience. His small fabric trade grew into something bigger, then into something respected, then into something powerful. Until eventually, his name was known across cities. His fabrics were worn by wealthy merchants and nobles. His business expanded far beyond what he once dreamed. Then one afternoon, Li Wei stepped out of a black carriage in a crowded market surrounded by workers and guards. People stopped to look at him. And across the street, he saw him, his former boss. The merchant stood frozen, staring at the man he once controlled. But Li Wei didn't rush, didn't react. He just looked for a moment, then walked past. Because by then, Li Wei had learned something deeper than success. Trust is not the problem. Giving it to people who never deserved it is what changes everything. Thank you for watching. If this story meant something to you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and support the channel for more stories like this. See you in the next one.